order. Yes, I know I have 2 federal government cases against me, of which the president of Nigeria instructed the AGF to cancel the cases, to withdraw the cases. No, hold on, please. This President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually spoke with Godswill Akpabio to terminate all the cases against me because he agreed that they were politically witch-hunting cases. Hold on.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Opa's Trending Gist. Today we are diving into a deeply troubling incident that just unfolded at the Nigerian International Airport involving a prominent figure and raising serious questions about the abuse of power in our nation. So, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan found herself in a distressing situation this morning when immigration officers seized her passport, preventing her from traveling. Her strong allegations pointed directly to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, claiming he instructed the Comptroller General of the Immigration to deny her exit. This isn't just about a passport. It's about the fundamental rights of a citizen, and the implications for our democracy are profound. We are going to watch the raw footage of the incident and then I'll break down why this is a critical moment for Nigeria. Stay tuned because this is a story that demands our attention. Sit back and take a watch.
Have I committed any offense? Why are you withholding my passport? Hello, fellow Nigerians. Good morning. This is Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan. I haven't completed my celebration of my second year in office. I decided to take a week off. So I'm at the airport here and my passport is being withheld again. The same thing happened last time where my passport was seized. I have committed no offense and there is no order from the court to withhold my passport and deny me traveling. The last time this happened, the officer in charge told us that the Senate President Godswill Akpabio instructed them to withhold my passport and prevent me from traveling because he said each time I travel out of the country, I smear the country's image by granting interviews out in international media. Please, can you tell them to release my passport and this embarrassment should stop? You have no right to withhold my passport. You have no right to deny me exit and entrance into my country. I have not committed any offense and this must stop. Sorry. No, this must stop. As a matter of fact, I think I have to sue you for continuously embarrassing me. Sorry. No, don't tell me sorry. Can I please have my passport? You can't keep doing this to me all the time. I've been standing here for the past 20 minutes. Why are you doing this? What have I committed? The last time it had to take someone influential to call you to release my passport. That was what allowed me travel. Now again, you're withholding my passport. Why are you making calls? Is Godswill Akpabio so important? Why is he overruling boundaries? Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President, has instructed the Comptroller General of Customs to deny me exit, to withhold my passport. This is wrong. There was no order. Yes, I know I have 2 federal government cases against me, of which the President of Nigeria instructed the AGF to cancel the cases, to withdraw the cases. No, hold on, please. This President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually spoke with Godswill Akpabio to terminate all the cases against me because he agreed that they were politically witch-hunting cases. Hold on. So there is no reason why my passport should be withheld at the international airport. There is no reason why. You have no right to do that, madam. You have no right. You are taking laws into your hands. There is no court order. I have not missed any of my court appearances. I have attended all my court sessions. I am not a flight risk. I am not a risk to my country. So why are you treating me like a criminal? Can I have my passport, please? Thank you very much. Sometimes I think you just have to be a rebel to get things right. Then you keep asking Nigerians to be good citizens. If I had not gone public, would you have given me my passport?
Welcome back everyone. That was a truly shocking and frankly infuriating sight. Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, a sitting senator, being subjected to such an ordeal at our international airport. So my critical take on this incident is multifaceted and it strikes at the very core of our democratic values and the rule of law in Nigeria. Number one, Let's address the fundamental allegation. Senator Akpoti Uduaghan explicitly states that the Senate President Godswill Akpabio instructed the Comptroller General of Immigration to deny her exit and withhold her passport. The reason given, according to her, was that she smeared the country's image by granting interviews to international media. Did you hear that? This is a chilling revelation. If true, the right to freedom of expression and movement are constitutional right for every Nigerian citizen. To have a passport seized, especially without a clear and legal court order, for merely expressing oneself, even if critically on international platform, is a blatant overreach of power. It suggests an attempt to silence dissenting voices, which is a hallmark of authoritarianism, not a striving democracy. She further highlights that this isn't an isolated incident, mentioning that her passport was seized previously and it took an influential person to intervene. This pattern raises alarming questions about selective application of laws and the influence peddling within our government agencies. Are our immigration laws not subject to the whims and political vendettas of powerful individuals? Rather than being upheld impartially, it undermines the credibility of our institution and creates an environment where personal powers trumps legal authority. What is even more concerning is her reference to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. She stated that the president himself had previously intervened to terminate what she describes as politically witch-hunting cases against her, acknowledging they were politically motivated. If this is the case, then continued to attempt to restrict her movement, again allegedly by a high-ranking political figure, directly contradicts the president's supposed intervention and the commitment to fair process. It begs the question, who is truly in charge and whose directives hold sway? Is there a disconnect between stated intention and actual action on ground? This kind of internal political maneuvering, if happening, sends a very confusing and detrimental message to both citizens and the international community about the stability and the adherence to legal norms within our government. The senator's exasperated question, you keep asking Nigerians to be good citizens. If I had not gone public, would you have given me my passport? Is perhaps the most poignant part of this incident. It encapsulates the frustration many Nigerians feel. How can citizens be expected to respect the law and behave as good citizens when those in power allegedly act with impunity, circumventing due process and using state apparatus for personal and political scores? Her decision to go public to film the encounter was clearly a desperate measure, and it proved effective in getting her passport released. But this shouldn't be the norm. Citizens, regardless of their status, should not have to resort to public shaming or appealing to influential people to have their fundamental right respected. This incident is a stark reminder of the urgent need for institutional reform and a strengthening commitment to the rule of law. There needs to be a clear public explanation from the Nigerian Immigration Service about the protocols for passport seizure and why Senator Akpoti Uduaghan's passport was initially withheld. Furthermore, the allegation against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio warrants a thorough and independent investigation. We cannot afford a system where political leaders can weaponize state agencies against those they disagree with. It erodes public trust, stifles legitimate criticism, and ultimately weakens the fabric of our democracy. This is a critical moment for Nigeria. We must demand accountability and ensure that such blatant disregard for due process and fundamental human rights does not become normalized. It's already normalized and not in Nigeria today. The silence from relevant authorities on such matters only fuels speculation and reinforces the perception of a broken system. That's my critical take on this developing story. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is a case of political intimidation or a legitimate enforcement action? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Obas Trending Gist for more in-depth analysis of story that matters. Until next time, stay informed and stay vocal.